Hello everyone, it's Adam here. There are two tents in my garage. I had to step outside actually to film this because they're so gigantic. And I wanted to kind of just detail these two tents side by side because they are the exact same tent, just one model year or one model generation difference and one size difference. So back in 2018, 2017, I had gone through a bunch of tents that had broken on me in different ways. You know, torn seams, they'd lose their waterproofness, poles would tear or fall apart, zippers that would fall apart. At the time, I was sleeping out of a tent, 12 to 15 weekends a year. And in the Northeast, that meant, down to 20 degrees with some snow, all the way up to 75 or 80. Northern Atlantic, beach camping, Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, Ottawa, Quebec, Lake Erie, Lake Superior, high wind areas, a lot of black flies, a lot of bugs, snow, rain, crazy wind. I've been in places where the wind has taken tents and just completely desolated them, and the water's coming in through broken shit. So anyway, after like 5 years of dealing with shitty experience in tents and the kind of conditions I was in, I picked up the Battle Mountain 3. Actually, this is a 2. I picked up the 3, and at the time, I wasn't using tent pole bags. So now I use tent pole bags. These are these get mounted externally. I use some straps to mount them to the top of my motorcycle panniers right here. Tent pole bags are waterproof. What happened was I bought the Battle Mountain 3 from Big Agnes, and the tent poles were too big to go in my pannier. I think they were 22 or 23 inches long, and I needed a maximum of 20 inches. And so like a dummy, I returned the Battle Mountain 3 and got the 2 purely because the tent poles were shorter. And yes, I've used the 2. It's been my only tent, my main tent. I own other tents. There's some over there, but this is my 95% tent for the last 6 years. And I love it. I've been in so much shitty weather where this tent has just excelled. And I've been at campgrounds or at motorcycle rallies that are like, that's a lot of poles. It is a lot of poles. It's kind of insane, but this is like a mountaineering alpine 4-season tent. So in really hot summer weather, you're going to be warm in here. If you look in here, you've got just 2 little vent openings, and then you can of course open half the vent here and then half the vent on the back side there. But once you put the rain fly over, which is this color, this is the Gen 1 color, it gets pretty toasty in there. But luckily the Northeast never had a problem because it's cold. It comes with the glued seams or welded seams. And you see the storage. You got storage here. You've got storage there. You've got a hanging net. It's pretty large. 2 back there, 1 here, and another one up top. So tons of storage. It's a 2-person tent. The 3-person was identical. It was just bigger. And man, I wish I had kept it because here's what happens with this 2-man tent. If I'm on a motorcycle trip and I am stuck in a tent from noon to noon the next day because of inclement weather, and I'm just in there, it gets so claustrophobic in here. You think about the, 60% of the floor space is taken up by my, how wide is it? My 25 by 78 pad. Actually, no, it's my oil pad. New pad, yeah, it's 25 by 78 is what I'm using for my pad. I also use this goose nest cot from Big Agnes. And so when those 2 are on top of each other with a sleeping bag, there's not much ceiling height left. I can't really put a chair in here. By the time I bring in my jacket and pants, my climb jacket and pants, and a helmet and my charging gear, I've got like this little spot right here to actually sit and work and drink and read. And it's very claustrophobic. Note also there's no vestibules attached. This is just the naked tent by itself. Vestibule requires staking, and I can't stake concrete. So the vestibule, pretty roomy. It comes out to about here, about 3 feet away from the tent body. Stake it down. One entrance is single zipper. Another entrance is 2 zippers. So the 2 zipper side, you can kind of roll it up, and the middle is wide open. Great for getting some cross flow wind. Even in rain, it lets some wind through nicely. And this tent is incredibly lightweight. You look at it from here. I mean, it's just, let's do this. You can just pick it up. Just pick it up. It's so light. So when I'm done camping, I open it and pour it upside down and let all the sand fall out of it. Great for that. Great single person tent, honestly. Like, it's a wonderful, wonderful single person tent. If I'm at a rally for 5 days, I start feeling claustrophobic. If I'm stuck in a place due to inclement weather for a few days, I get claustrophobic. It's just small and easy to set up, believe it or not. What you do is I have a ground cover somewhere over here. Over here somewhere is a ground cover. So I have a ground cover. I put those out. I stake the ground cover in this tent out with my stakes, hammer those in. Then I put all 4 poles in for the orange pole. And then I just connect all these clips all the way up, including these little guys here, which are really strong. You notice everything is super taut. Everything is really taut. It's like there's no really flappiness to it. Then you get these 2 poles. They're per side. You've got 2 clips on this side and 1 clip on the other side. And so you get these 2 clips out, and then you just anchor in the sides. And then and obviously they're staked already, so you stake all 6 sides and anchor those in. Then it comes up. Throw the rain cover over it. The rain cover, all it does is it just Velcros into 4 spots on either side, and then has clips that clip into these little clips here, the 6 clips. And then you have 2 stakes and then 1 stick on the other side. So you've got 6, 7, 9 stakes total. There are guy liners that are really nice, actually. I kind of like them a lot. And also a lot of reflective bits. Like all over the place are little reflective pieces that shine, including the big Agnes logo also shines. But your guy liners are this style here, so you can like pull them tight without needing to do any re-cabling. You just pull them tight and you're done. I've wanted to mount a Battle Mountain 3 for a while. I have. And here's what happened. I think COVID happened because Battle Mountain 3. So here's what happened. I bought the Battle Mountain 3 for like $500 from REI. It was a closeout. Returned it, bought the Battle Mountain 2 for like $450. And then as soon as I returned the Battle Mountain 3, those generations sold out. And they released a new generation in 2020. It has been sold out on bigagnes.com for 4 years. Maybe it's coming to stock every once in a while, but I go once a month to Big Agnes. It's never in stock. So planning for this trip, I was looking for Battle Mountain 3s on eBay, found one. It was like $600. I'm like, I can't pay $600 for a used one. A week before I had to pack everything up for my trip, like we were the last few days of packing here, the 2nd gen Battle Mountain 3 came on bigagnes.com. And so I paid full price for it. But then a week later, backcountry.com also came in stock with just 1 in stock. And they were charging, I think instead of $8.99, they were charging like $5.99, like $205. It was $250 off, whatever that is. I'm doing the math. But it was $250 off. So I did a price match and got this from backcountry.com for $200 less, $250 less than MSRP. So let's just go over. So obviously 2-man tent, 3-man tent, they are generationally different, but you'll notice some similarities, namely that insane pole setup. The poles are longer, so get a tent pole bag. It's no big deal. But the way you set it up is the same. You put it down with your ground sheet, which I have. It's not pictured. You put these out on all 4 sides. Then you just clip these 2 up top. And you'll notice everything's the same exact kind of tautness. It's very nice and tight. Everything's fitted very well. And then you clip the 4 sides in. Second step is you grab these 2 poles that are identically length poles. So they're 2 different sizes for the side poles. These are identically spaced or lengthed. You put those in all the clips, the top 2 clips on each side, and then you put them on the sides here, and then you just clip all the way in the clips. The only time you share is like this one here, shared on all 4 corners, same with the other one, they're identical. And then you have a 3-man tent. The vestibule is much larger on the 3-man. It's the same length on this side, different width because it's a 3-man. But on this side, this is the orange color. The vestibule is massive. It comes out to like here, like 4 feet of space that you could sit in there and hang out. 42-inch ceiling height, 44-inch ceiling height. Not a huge difference in ceiling height. You can see the difference here. I'm gonna go straight across. 2 inches doesn't really go that far. I think this is 36 square meters, and this is 44 or 46. It's a pretty significant difference. And so when I put my stuff in together in here, I'll have like a whole, it's like having 2 of these basically. They've got some new pulls that are nice and rubberized pulls, which really feel good. Obviously YKK zippers. You have this thing all the way around like the old one. You have this here, but you got a nice little design features of just kind of, you know, just niceties, upgrades. Large window, both windows come down halfway. You can also tie these off with nice little ties there. Inside, holy crap, it's huge. It's so big in here. I love the upgrades. The biggest one that you probably noticed immediately is, look at those, like, you got the storage runs all the way down the gamut on both sides. So for a one person, I can put my tent dead center. I can store all my riding gear over here. Boots stay outside, obviously. All my electronics and shit over here, charging stuff over here. And I'll have like a whole space to put or I can slide this over and put a whole space to sit dead center with my my big Agnes chair right in the middle of the tent and just read. Yeah, you have storage up top as well. So you see that big storage over there? It doesn't hang down anymore. It's a fixed storage, but you got it on both sides. So it's very, very tight. I wouldn't actually put too much in there that's heavy. And then if, just like the other one, you got lots of these little hangers. You've got like a dozen hangers in here for hanging up socks, you know, wool stuff to dry, or like glow lights, LED lights and stuff. Floor, everything's identical as far as like the denier and the thickness and the pole type, that the DAC Featherlight poles, the green line of Featherlight NSL poles. So, you know, I'd say this, like, trying to get enough room here to actually show you guys both sides of them. I'm going to go far away. Go into the junk corner of the garage. There we go. So you look at these two side by side, obviously 2-person, 3-person. But the beautiful thing is pole length, 2 inches longer for the 3-person. Diameter, packed diameter, is 1 inch larger around. It's like an extra 2 liters of space. And weight, packed weight, is exactly 1 pound heavier in packed weight. And setup time, it probably takes an extra 3 to 5 minutes to do the 3-person, primarily because you got a larger surface area to walk around, but also because the vestibule has an extra pole that goes through that allows you, when you pull that out, it keeps the form. So when you pull those 2 stakes out here, it won't collapse in the middle. The pole just kind of keeps the form, and it goes into those other little cleats right there at the bottom corners. And the vestibule is reversible, meaning you can put it any orientation. Both sides have those same cleated feet, so you can put the vestibule any direction. So when you put it up, you don't have to worry about this, the direction it's going. Same with this one. The vestibule didn't matter what, sorry, vestibule, the rain cover. The rain cover doesn't matter, it's bi-directional, so I was trying to say. Price difference, I paid like $500-ish for this one, and then this one was like $600. Very happy with that. They both list for $900 or like $800 and $900, but you know, if you look at the Battle Mountain 2 and 3 side by side on BigAgnes.com, look at the pack sizes. As long as you have the space for the 3, get the 3. They have the same exact strength, same construction, same materials. The 3 is just going to give you a lot more breathing room. I'm going to keep the Battle Mountain 2, obviously, for dirt bike trips. Dirt bike trips, perfect for this. You're kind of going to feel claustrophobic and ill-equipped no matter what you're on, because it's a dirt bike. You can't carry a lot of stuff. But for GS adventure trips, that's the one to get, the Battle Mountain 3. So I'm going to show this side by side. And last clip I'm going to give you is I'm going to pack both these down into identical compression sacks and show you how they pack down and the tent pole length. All packed up. Battle Mountain 3, Battle Mountain 2. No trickery. I did not squeeze this any harder. I just squeezed the normal amount. This bag is also a little bit older, so it's expanding a little bit. But basically, they're the same height when compressed. Let's look at it instead of a 41-liter bag here. Not sure what's going on there, but look at it instead of a 41-liter box. So there's the Battle Mountain 3 and the Battle Mountain 2. So you can see here, the Battle Mountain, I feel like it's the same size. This expanded a little bit more than this one, but you know, an inch shorter, but also this is probably slightly wider. So they're pretty much the same size for my purposes. Let's look at the poles. So here we are. I had to use straws. They were kind of wily on me. But you can see basically the same depth here, and this is about 1 inch higher. It's just enough to make a difference whenever you're packing it down in a small luggage rack, but like look at 3 versus 2 width-wise, pretty much the same amount of poles. But as you'll notice, this has a lot more like shorter poles, and this one has more long poles. So like it's more pole. It does weigh more. Yeah, it weighs about half a pound more than the other ones because there's just more aluminum. But yeah, you know, when you look at the tents side by side, you can see why I originally went for the Battle Mountain 3, because it wasn't that much bigger packed down, and then just the pole length's what got to me. So mistakes were made, but I had a great Battle Mountain 2 for a few years, and now I'm upgraded to the 3. Very happy with that. And yes, if you're wondering, if you're a motorcycle person and you're wondering, the Battle Mountain 3 poles do fit into the tent pole pocket, both on here and on the backcountry 40 and 30 duffel bags. So you can put them in either one of those and then strap them to the top of your bike over there. All right, everyone, thanks for watching, and I hope this is a great video. If you enjoyed it, then go buy a tent, and I don't think I get any commission for these videos. I bought both these full price, no sponsors here. Yeah, anyway, ride safe or hike safe.